Hey friends, in the previous video we looked at the introduction of the DevOps. Now we look at how can we use Selenium WebDriver to write our code and then maybe TestNG XML framework, TestNG framework with a TestNG XML file um, and how to use a batch file to create it. Okay, I have already created a project, so I'm not going in detail or in deep of how the code is written. I'll just open the file that is written. So I'll quickly explain what I'm doing. As I said before, this would be the DevOps introduction, not like how individual codes are being written. This is the Selenium piece of code, which is doing the job of opening the Chrome driver, and then in a Google, it types the uh, Amazon share value and tries to read the value of today's Amazon share value. And what I have asked is if the value is greater than $1,600, then say me it's awesome. If not, say me like the value is declining. So it is just an example in this case. For you, whenever you do it in your project or in your companies, anytime you would like to use such features, then make sure you pick your most critical test scenarios or like the regression test suite and then put it in such a fashion so that it can run in the Jenkins along with your build so that it can use the continuous feedback at a regular interval. So let's try and let's see like as of now. If you can see like test annotations I have used, which is like a test ng framework annotations. I'm passing the parameters here in the form of company name. For this, I have to create an test ng XML. So this is the sample test ng XML file in which this is the company name which I'm supplying as a parameter here, which you can see the same name I have used. So for this, the value that I'm supplying is Amazon share value. If you want to do for multiple cases, you all you can do is like copy this test block one more time and give the one more company name if you want to see its share value. So you can do a parallel execution. So at a certain stages, we see like our sequential execution of test suite via automation may take more time. Example, maybe it may run for 4 hours, but that time the best practice would be try to use an approach of parallel execution using TestNG framework, wherein you can supply the multiple thread count to run it parallelly. For example, I have 10 test cases. If all are independent of each other, I'll pass the thread count as 10 and then make it run here with the test 10 blocks, giving the parameter value as 10 different values. So the same piece of code will take it every time it runs and triggers parallelly with as many number of times as many the thread count is mentioned here. So this should be easy, and this is the one other piece which I can make some small video to explain how to do the parallel execution. That's also one of the best practice people could leverage. Um, in this, nothing much. It's all pretty straightforward. Uh, um, and one more point that we need here is DevOpsPart2-Bat, maybe just a batch file to trigger this test ng XML. But before I go to that, let me see like whether this runs fine or not. What it does, okay, it's gonna launch the Chrome browser via Chrome driver. So yes, it launched, it typed Amazon share value and it is reading its value as 1683.99. Let's see. Yes, I can see here the value that is read is Amazon share value is awesome because I had given 1600 as my limit. It is more than 1600. So it's giving me what I expected and my script has run successfully. Now, this is where this is run in my local. So as of now, there is no whatsoever appearance of Jenkins here or a DevOps here. It's imagining a tester is running his test case via automation in his local. To achieve the Jenkins, there is one more thing we need, like I'm using the batch file approach to trigger it. So the content of that batch file is here. All you have to do is copy paste in the file called a batch file and save it as .bat in this. So this is the path where you need to supply where your Eclipse workplace is and where this project is created so that it will go into this path and make sure you have bin and lib folder. So lib folder will supply all the jars and from the bin folder it refers to your all the project and the Java project that it needs and it's going to trigger the test ng XML. So it's nothing but your Jenkins will decide when to run and what to run. In the place of when you supply the timing, and in place of what to run you supply the batch file. And in the batch file we have said it like trigger test ng, and it's going to trigger this test ng. So when I manually triggered, it ran our code the same way it is going to do. So each one is interlinked. All you do is go to Jenkins and make it auto schedule. It will rest is assured. It's all taken care. So this is how we are going to do this setup. In this thing, this should be good. And in the next video, we are going to look at how do we set up Jenkins and move on. Okay. Thank you.